The heat of Mustafar burned against Obi-Wan Kenobi's face, but inside, he was completely frozen. He stood at the edge of the Black Sand River, watching Anakin Skywalker burn. The sight of his brother, his pupil, screaming in agony, shattered something deep within his soul. All his life, Obi-Wan had followed the Jedi Code. He had given up love, peace, and his own happiness for the Order. And what had it brought him? The Jedi were slaughtered, the Republic was dead, and the boy he raised was now a monster. Grief gave way to a cold, suffocating rage. The light side offered no comfort now, only an empty void. As the fires reflected in his tear-stained eyes, Obi-Wan felt a sudden shift in the Force. The dark side reached out to him, offering a path to power, control, and a way to rewrite his failures. He didn't fight it. He let the shadow take root in his broken heart. Dropping his master's weapon, Obi-Wan picked up Anakin's fallen lightsaber. He ignited the blue blade, looking at it not with sadness, but with absolute resolve. He would no longer be a passive servant of a failed Jedi Council. He turned away from Anakin's crippled body, ignoring the faint cries for help. Stepping aboard Padmé's ship, he ignored Yoda's desperate incoming comms. Obi-Wan set a direct course for Coruscant. The Jedi Master was dead, but a far more dangerous predator was born from the ashes. The doors to the Emperor's throne room slid open. Palpatine turned, expecting the triumphant return of Lord Vader. Instead, he was met by Obi-Wan Kenobi, carrying Anakin's lightsaber, his eyes glowing with a bitter, crimson fury. Palpatine smiled, sensing the sudden, drastic shift in the Force. Obi-Wan knelt before the Sith Lord, his voice low and devoid of emotion. He offered his tactical genius, his knowledge of the Jedi, and his undeniable martial skill. He promised to enforce the Empire's supreme will if Palpatine gave him the power to reshape the galaxy. The Emperor evaluated the man before him. Anakin Skywalker was currently dying on a volcanic bank, broken, limbless, and weak. Obi-Wan, however, was in his absolute prime, a master tactician without physical flaw, now weaponized by dark ambition. The choice was clear. Palpatine left Vader to perish on Mustafar and placed a hand on Obi-Wan's shoulder. "Rise, Darth Kenobi," Palpatine declared, his raspy voice echoing through the massive chamber. From that moment, the galaxy changed forever. Obi-Wan was granted supreme command over the Imperial military. He was not just an enforcer, he was a master strategist who knew every secret flaw of the Republic's former defenses. As Darth Kenobi took his place at Palpatine's side, he looked out at the vast cityscape of Coruscant. He felt no remorse for abandoning Anakin, only a chilling certainty in his new dark purpose. But one final loose end remained: the surviving Jedi and the hidden children who carried his fallen brother's bloodline. No one knew the Jedi like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He knew their rendezvous points, their survival protocols, and the exact weaknesses of their fighting styles. As the Imperial fleet spread across the stars, Darth Kenobi personally led the hunt for the survivors of Order 66. From the Outer Rim worlds to the hidden temples of the Deep Core, Kenobi left a trail of red plasma and absolute destruction. Surprised Jedi Masters watched in terror as their former brother ignited a crimson lightsaber, utilizing his legendary Sarisu defense to turn their own attacks back upon them. He offered no speeches, no mercy, and no second chances. Master Plo Koon's scattered forces, hidden enclaves on Kashyyyk, and hidden safe houses on Coruscant were systematically dismantled. Where Vader would have brought blind rage, Darth Kenobi brought cold, calculated perfection. The galaxy began to whisper of a phantom in Imperial armor, a dark Jedi who fought with the elegance of a high general and the ruthless brutality of an executioner. The Jedi Order, once a beacon of hope for 10,000 generations, was reduced to ashes in a matter of months. During a bloody assault on a hidden sanctuary in the Mid-Rim, Kenobi cornered a group of young survivors. As they drew their blades, he didn't feel a flicker of hesitation. He struck them down without feeling, his mind focused entirely on the ultimate prize. With the Order all but extinct, Kenobi turned his sights toward the final threat to his Emperor's absolute reign, Grand Master Yoda, and the hidden offspring of Anakin Skywalker. The medical facility on Polis Massa was silent, save for the faint cries of newborn infants. Senator Bail Organa and Master Yoda stood over Padme Amidala's lifeless body, holding Luke and Leia. They believed they were safe, tucked away in the shadows of an asteroid field. Suddenly, the security blast doors shattered inward. Darth Kenobi stepped through the smoke, flanked by elite Imperial shock troopers. Yoda's eyes widened in profound horror as he felt the overwhelming darkness radiating from his former pupil. Bail Organa drew a blaster, but before he could squeeze the trigger, Kenobi snapped his wrist, snapping the senator's neck with a cold flick of the Force. "You have lost, Master Yoda," Kenobi said, his voice flat and unnaturally calm. Yoda ignited his green lightsaber, attempting to protect the children, but he was physically exhausted and heavily outnumbered. Kenobi fought with precise, lethal efficiency, forcing the ancient Jedi Master backward with a flurry of heavy strikes. Recognizing that he could not save the twins without risking their destruction, Yoda used a massive force push to clear a path and escaped into the vent shafts. Kenobi did not pursue him. His goal was already accomplished. He walked over to the medical cribs and looked down at the newborn infants. He saw their immense raw power in the Force, the legacy of Skywalker. Instead of destroying them, Darth Kenobi wrapped the infants in black cloaks. He would not hide them from the galaxy. He would raise them himself, shaping Luke and Leia into the ultimate dark vanguard of his new galactic order. Defeated, broken, and carrying the crushing guilt of failure, Grandmaster Yoda landed his escape pod in the murky swamps of Dagobah. The dark side nexus on the planet hid his presence from the Empire, but it was a prison of his own making. The light of the Jedi was officially extinguished. Without Kenobi to guide a young hero or protect the innocent, the galaxy sank into an era of absolute darkness. Imperial star destroyers occupied every major trade route. Resistance was crushed before it could even organize, as Darth Kenobi's intelligence networks rooted out treason with terrifying precision. On Coruscant, deep within the Imperial Palace, Luke and Leia Skywalker grew up under the brutal tutelage of Darth Kenobi. They knew nothing of the Jedi, their mother's kindness, or their father's tragic downfall. They knew only the cold discipline of the Sith. Kenobi forged them into lethal weapons. He taught them to harness their hatred, to master the lightsaber, and to view the galaxy as a chaotic beast that required an iron fist to control. Palpatine watched with immense satisfaction, believing he had secured a dynasty that would last for 10,000 years. By the time the twins reached young adulthood, they were terrifying manifestations of dark Force power. They commanded legions, executed traitors, and enforced their adoptive father's ruthless vision. The Sith seemed utterly invincible. But deep within the mechanical underworld of the galaxy, a forgotten shadow was quietly assembling a shattered army, driven by an ancient, unrelenting vengeance. He was supposed to die on the burning shores of Mustafar, but hatred is a powerful life support system. Anakin Skywalker had dragged his ruined, burning torso out of the lava river with his bare cybernetic arm. Scrap scavengers had found him, stitching him back together with primitive metal, crude life support systems, and jagged armor. He was no longer a handsome Jedi Knight or a glorious Sith Lord. He was a towering, painful monster of iron and spite. For years, Anakin hid in the deep shadows of the Outer Rim. His body was in constant agony, his breath a raspy, mechanical growl. But his mind was laser-focused on a single target: Obi-Wan Kenobi, the man who had stolen his life, his master, and his children. Anakin used his legendary engineering skills and tactical mind to quietly unite the broken remnants of the Rebel Alliance. He didn't fight for freedom, democracy, or peace. He fought for revenge. He gave the struggling rebels weapons, tactical plans, and a terrifying leader who did not fear the Empire's dark enforcers. Under his shadowy command, the Rebel Alliance grew into a brutal, efficient guerrilla military. They struck Imperial supply lines, assassinated Moffs, and left a message painted in black steel on every liberated world. Finally, Anakin intercepted Imperial transmissions, confirming Darth Kenobi's flagship was orbiting the Death Star over Endor. The time for hiding was over. Anakin adjusted his crude breathing mask, ignited a harsh, unstable blue lightsaber, and prepared his fleet for a suicide attack on the Imperial stronghold. The battle over Endor raged in a chaos of laser fire and exploding starships. While the Rebel fleet engaged the Imperial Armada, a single, heavily armored shuttle slammed directly into the Death Star's main hangar bay. The blast doors opened, and Anakin Skywalker stepped out, his heavy mechanical footsteps echoing through the bay. Stormtroopers fell like autumn leaves before the wild, desperate swings of his unstable lightsaber. At the end of the hangar stood Darth Kenobi. He wore refined, sleek black armor, his red lightsaber glowing brightly against the polished floor. Beside him stood Luke and Leia, their red blades ready, waiting for their father's command. Kenobi held up a hand, stopping the twins.
"Leave him,"
Kenobi commanded smoothly.
"This debt is mine."
Anakin stared at the children he had lost, his mechanical lungs breathing heavily. "You took everything from me, Obi-Wan." Anakin rumbled, his voice filtered through a harsh, metallic synthesizer. "You threw it away, Anakin," Kenobi replied coldly, taking a classic Soresu stance. "I simply took what you were too weak to hold." With a roar of pure rage, Anakin lunged forward. The two fallen brothers collided in a brutal tempest of crimson and blue energy. Sparks flew as mechanical strength met dark force power. They moved with terrifying familiarity, anticipating every strike, every dodge, every block. It was a mirror image of Mustafar, but reversed by fate. As their blades locked, Anakin looked into Kenobi's cold, yellow eyes, realizing the tragic truth. Neither of them could ever be saved. The duel was savage and relentless, but Anakin's crude cybernetic body was no match for Kenobi's pristine dark mastery. With a swift, calculated sidestep, Kenobi parried a desperate strike and sliced through Anakin's mechanical chest plate. Anakin collapsed to his knees, his life support systems sparking and dying. Kenobi stood over him, looking down with a cold, detached expression. "You should have stayed in the ashes, brother," Kenobi whispered. With a single strike, he extinguished Anakin's life forever. In the throne room above, Emperor Palpatine cackled with delight, watching the duel through the Force. "Excellent, Lord Kenobi," Palpatine echoed as Kenobi and the twins entered his presence. "The last vestige of the past is dead. Now your devotion to me is complete." Palpatine turned his back, preparing to view the destruction of the rebel fleet. It was his final mistake. Without a word, Darth Kenobi signaled to Luke and Leia. In unison, all three dark users raised their hands, unleashing a catastrophic storm of Force telekinesis that pinned Palpatine against his throne. Before the Emperor could draw his lightning, Kenobi stepped forward and drove his red lightsaber through Palpatine's chest. The Sith Master's dark soul screamed as it was cast into the void. Kenobi turned and sat upon the Imperial throne. Luke and Leia knelt before him, pledging their absolute loyalty. Darth Kenobi had erased his past, killed his ancient master, and secured total dominion over the galaxy. The Jedi were gone. The Sith Order was remade, and Emperor Kenobi sat upon his throne, ruling a dark empire that would never fall.